Hey guys, Phalaris here with a Lee Sin Red Start full clear. This video is going to be a little longer than usual, as there are a lot of small details to explain when it comes to Lee Sin's clear. So in the first half, I'm going to give a brief overview of the clear, and in the second half, I'll do a full technical breakdown of it. So first things first, you'll notice that I'm starting E. Q start is more single target damage, but if it's on cooldown after you finish red, that means you'll have to walk all the way down to Krugs. So it's faster just to start E and Q to the Krugs. If you're going red into Raptors, however, then it's faster to start Q, so you can use your E right away at Raptors. Now, when you're clearing with a leash, I would always recommend going E into Q on this path. However, if you're clearing leashless, I actually recommend going E into W instead. It's about 5 seconds slower than going EQ, but it's much healthier. Lee Sin's usual goal in the early game is to be ready to gank at a moment's notice. You only really full clear if you don't see any good options. The problem with going EQ when you have no leash is that you're somewhat low on HP throughout the clear, making it difficult to break off the gank. However, if you are fairly certain that you're just going to be full clearing into Scuttle Crab, then EQ will get the job done faster. Again, it's not the healthiest clear, but there are certain things you can do to retain more HP. You'll notice that I actually end this clear with almost full health, even though I'm going EQ leashless. And I'll go over some of the techniques I'm using to stay healthy over the course of the clear in the second half of this video. I want to reiterate one last time that your goal on Lee Sin usually isn't to full clear, but rather to stay flexible. So I really recommend that you be comfortable with breaking off at various points in this clear if you do see gank opportunities. It's very common to break off the gank mid after Raptors, or just to open with a path like Red Raptor's Gromp and skip Krugs entirely to reach the blue side lane more quickly. Alright, now for the technical breakdown. Open with your E and make sure to weave in 2 auto attacks after each spell usage. You don't really have to go too crazy with the kiting, as either way you're going to be queuing over to the Krugs. Just pull red down into the bush and you're good to go. You can keep walking downwards as your Q is traveling through the air to ensure that your Q2 is as short as possible. Auto twice after your Q2, then begin to cycle your E again. Try to keep the medium Krug on the other side of the big Krug to avoid taking any damage. Then finish the big Krug off with your second Q. Auto the medium Krug twice, hit E, then begin to kite towards the Raptors. Notice how I hug the wall as I kite to force the Krugs to body block each other. This causes most of them to be unable to hit me as I'm kiting. Once all the Krugs split, finish the little Krugs off with your E. Open on Raptors with your Q, but don't take your Q2. Let them walk into you, auto twice, then Q2. This gives the Raptors time to pull downwards. Either way, the clear time on this Raptor camp is gated by using 2 E's, so you just end up taking more damage if you use your Q2 more quickly. Take your W at level 3 and pop it right before you enter Wolves for the shield and the vamp. It's important not to auto the little wolves until you pop your E2. Then you hit each one exactly once. This is in order to space out your jungle item damage over time. Q over the wall at the blue buff, then auto EQ2. The wolves will burn down as they chase you to blue. Kite the blue over to the Gromp. Make sure you use your E, Smite, and Q2 during your W2 duration in order to benefit from the spell vamp. This will cause you to have some downtime on your passive, but it's worth it for the extra healing. Overall, you can definitely reach Crab on spawn with a decent leash. Thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe. And as always, a big thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping to make this channel possible.